Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel ABK Smart Study. So today we will discuss the part 5 of the about our lecture series, that is mechanical engineering subject. Important subject is thermodynamics and their objectives. So keep watching and let us start our video. So let us start the question 1 of the today's lecture. So question 1 is, in the given figure, the path 1, 2, 3. The path 1, 2, 3, a system absorb 100 kJ of heat, that is Q123 is equal to 100 kJ and does 60 kJ of work. Means Q123 is W123 is equal to 16 kJ. So while along the path 143, it does 20 kJ of work. Then the heat absorbed during the cycle 143 is. So what is the heat absorbed during cycle 143? So first of all, here Q of 123 is equal to U of 123 plus W of 123. So Q of 123 given 100, that is Q of 123 is given 100. So 100 is equal to U of 122 plus W of 123 given 60. So by minus 100 minus 60 is equal to U of 122. So U of 122 is equal to 100 minus 60 is equal to 40. 40 is equal to U of 123. So U of 123 is equal to 40. So by using that, we calculating the Q of 143. So Q of 143 is equal to, so Q of 143 is equal to W of 1 U of 123 plus W of 143. So here W of 143 given 20 and U of 123 is equal to 40. So 40 plus 20 is equal to 60. So here if while along the path 143 it does 20 kJ of work, then it absorbed during 143 is 60 plus 20 plus 40 is equal to 60. So plus 60, that is given in option 4. So option 4 is the correct answer, that is heat absorbed during cycle 143. So option D is the correct answer. Next question. In a cyclic heat engine operating between a source temperature 600 degrees Celsius and sink temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, then the least rate of heat rejection per kilowatt net output of the engine is. So we know maximum efficiency is equal to, so efficiency maximum is equal to T1 minus T2 upon T1. So here T1 is 600 plus 273 means 873 and T2 is equal to 20 means 293 degree Kelvin. So by putting that in equation, we get 580 divided by 293, that is efficiency of maximum efficiency get will be 580 upon 293. So that is given 1 kilowatt heat rejection, that is 1 kilowatt per least heat rejection is equal to 580 upon 293 means maximum efficiency. So 1 kilowatt, here 1 kilowatt per unit least heat rejection is equal to maximum efficiency, that is 580 upon 293. So by calculating that, we get least heat rejection is equal to, that is least heat rejection is equal to 0.505 kilowatt. So in a cycle heat engine operating between a source temperature 600 degrees Celsius and sink temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, the least rate of heat rejection per kilowatt net output of the engine is 0.505 kilowatt, and that is given in option B. So here option B is the correct answer, 0.505 kilowatt heat rejection per kilowatt. So next question is, a Carnot engine receiving heat at 400 degree Kelvin. So here T1 is equal to 400, has an efficiency of 20%. So efficiency is equal to 25%. Then the COP of Carnot refrigerator working between the same temperature limit. So here efficiency given, temperature 1 is given. So what is the COP of the Carnot refrigerator working between the same temperature limit? So here first of all we know efficiency is equal to T1 minus T2 upon T1. So here T1 is known 400 and efficiency is known 25%. So by putting that in equation, we get the T2 is equal to 320 degree Kelvin. By putting the efficiency equation, we get T2 is equal to 320 degree Kelvin. So we know COP of Carnot refrigerator is equal to T2 divided by T1 minus T2. That is, so here T2 is known. So COP is equal to 320 divided by 400 minus 320. So by solving this, we get COP is equal to 320 divided by 80. So 320 divided by 80, and we get here COP is equal to 4. So a Carnot heat engine receiving heat 400 degree Kelvin has an efficiency 25%. The COP of Carnot refrigerator working between the same temperature limits is 4, and that is given in option D. So here option D is the correct answer. Next question. A correct representation of simple Rankine cycle on TS diagram. So option 1 given is 1 4 3. Option A is given, then option B is given, then option C is given, and option D is given. So what is the correct representation of TS diagram for Rankine cycle? So here for simple Rankine cycle, we know the process is reversible, and that is represented on TS diagram as. So here options are given 1 2 3 4. So correct representation of TS diagram is shown in option A. Option A, that is, TS diagram here 1 2 2 3 4 1. That is that 4 process are given in option A. So this is the correct representation of Rankine cycle, simple Rankine cycle on TS diagram. So here option A is the correct answer for the TS diagram of Rankine cycle. That is, all processes are reversible, and these processes are ideal. So this is called as Rankine cycle. So option A is the correct answer. That is correct representation of simple Rankine cycle on TS diagram. Next question. The efficiency of reversible cyclic process undergoing by a substance as shown in the given diagram. So given diagram is shown here. So the efficiency of reversible cyclic process. So here temperature T1 is given, that is T1 is given 1500 degrees Celsius. Here we know efficiency of reversible cyclic process is T1 minus T2 divided by T1. So here T1 is known 1500 degrees Celsius. So 1500 degrees Celsius my degree Kelvin minus 500 divided by 1500. So by solving this we get efficiency is equal to 0.66. So for the given diagram, TS diagram, the temperature 1, that is maximum temperature is equal to 1500 and minimum temperature is equal to 500. So the efficiency is equal to T1 minus T2 divided by T1, that is 1500 divided by minus 500 divided by 1500. So see, the efficiency is equal to 0.66%, that is given in option C. Next question. The following are the some intensive and extensive properties. So following are the some intensive and extensive properties, that is option A pressure, option 2 temperature, option 3 volume, option 4 velocity, option 5 electric charge, option 6 magnetization, and option 7 viscosity, and option 8 potential energy. So which one of the following sets gives the correct combinations of intensive and extensive properties? So here correct intensive properties are, here option 1 is pressure, option 2 is temperature, then option 4 is velocity, and option 7 is viscosity. That is 4 are the intensive properties, that is independent of the mass of the system, and remaining properties, that is volume, then electric charge, then magnetization, and potential energy. These 4, 3, 5, 6, 8 are the extensive properties. So that option correct answer given in option 3, that is intensive properties are 1, 2, 4, 7 and extensive properties are 3, 5, 6, 8. So for above given equations, the intensive properties are pressure, temperature, velocity, and viscosity, and extensive properties are volume, magnetization, potential energy, and electric charge. So extensive properties are dependent on the mass of the system. So correct answer is option C. Next question. If a engine gives an output of 3 kilowatt, so engine which gives output, that is W is equal to 3 kilowatt, when the input is 10,000 joules per second, that is input is 10,000 joules per second. So what is the thermal efficiency of the engine? So we know thermal efficiency is equal to W upon Q. Here W is given 3 kilowatt and Q is given 10,000 joules per second. So by converting this kilowatt into watt, we get 3 into 10 raised to 3 watt divided by 10,000 joules per second. So by solving this, we get the thermal efficiency is equal to 30%. How many? That is 30%. So correct answer is given in option B. So option B is the correct answer. That is, the thermal efficiency of the engine will be 30%. Next question. A heat engine is supplied with 250 kilojoule per second. That is, heat engine supplied with 250 kilojoule per second of heat at a constant fixed temperature is 227 degrees Celsius. Then the heat is rejected at 27 degrees Celsius. That is, heat is rejected at 27 degrees Celsius. The cycle is reversible if the amount of heat rejected is. So amount of heat rejected is required. So first of all, we calculate the efficiency of reversible engine, and that is, we know efficiency of reversible heat engine is equal to T1 minus T2 upon T1. So here T1 is equal to 227 plus 273 is equal to 500. So T1 is equal to 500 minus T2 is equal to 27 plus 273 means 300 divided by T1 is equal to 500. So we get efficiency is equal to 0.4. We get the efficiency. So the cycle is reversible, then the amount of heat rejected is. So we know efficiency is equal to W upon Q. So efficiency is equal to W upon Q. So Q is equal to W upon efficiency. So here W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. So here we know Q1 is equal to 250, that is 250 kilojoule. Q1 is given. So by putting that in that equation, that is 250 minus QR upon 250. Sorry, here efficiency is equal to W upon Q. Efficiency is equal to W upon Q. So we know efficiency is equal to 0.4. 0.4 is equal to W is equal to Q1 minus Q2, and Q1 is given 250. 250 minus QR divided by Q1, that is 250. So by solving that, we get QR, that is amount of heat rejected, and that is equal to, the answer is, by solving that, we get 150 kilojoule per second, that is the Q2. So here 150 kilojoule per second is given in option D. So option D is the correct answer, that is, the cycle is reversible if the amount of heat rejected is 150 kilojoule per second. So option D is the correct answer. Next question. Which one of the following PV and PV versus T diagram correctly represents of an ideal gas? So which of the following diagram represent correct PV versus T diagram correctly represent an ideal gas or an ideal gas? So option A PVT, option B PVT, option C PVT, and option D PVT. So we know for an ideal gas, PV is equal to mRT, that is PV is equal to mRT. So P and T follow the direct straight line relationship. So we know P and T follow the direct straight line relationship. So which is duplicated in, that is which is given in direct straight line relationship in option C. So PVT diagram is represented for an ideal gas is given in option C. So option C is the correct answer of the above question. Next question. Which one of the following pairs best expresses a relationship similar to that expressed in the pair pressure volume for a thermodynamic system undergoing a process? So which of following pair is best expressed? Options are enthalpy entropy, pressure enthalpy, option C pressure temperature, and option D temperature entropy. So we know for PV for a diagram pair of pressure volume we get temperature entropy, that is correctly matching pairs, that is for PV we get TS, that is temperature entropy. So for a thermodynamic system undergoing a process we give the relationship similar, that is pressure volume for temperature entropy. So option D is the correct answer, temperature entropy for correct matching pair for PV diagram. Next question. In a reversible cycle, the source temperature is 327 degrees Celsius and the sink temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. The maximum available work for a heat input of 100 kJ will be. So here T1 is given 327 degrees Celsius, that is by converting it into Kelvin we get, that is 500 degree Kelvin, minus we know the efficiency T1 minus T2 upon T1, that is 500 minus 300 divided by 500. So we get efficiency is equal to 0.4. So we get efficiency is equal to 0.4. So here maximum work available for heat input of 100 kJ. So here we know efficiency is equal to W upon Q. So here Q is given, that is 100 kJ. So we get W is equal to N into Q, that is 0.4 into 100. So by multiplying that we get 40 kJ of work done. So maximum available work is equal to 40 kJ, and which is given in option C. So here in a reversible cycle the source temperature is 27 degrees Celsius and the sink temperature is 27 degrees Celsius. The maximum available work for a heat in 100 kJ will be 40 kJ. Option C is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Rankine cycle. So following statements are regarding the Rankine cycles. Statement 1, it reduces the specific steam consumption. Statement 2, it increases the dryness fraction of steam at the exhaust for the same value of condenser pressure. Statement 3, it reduces the cycle efficiency. So out of this statement the correct statements are, so we know for the Rankine cycle it reduces the specific steam consumption is the correct, and statement 2 is it increases the dryness fraction of steam at the exhaust for the same value of condenser pressure. This is also correct, and option 3 it reduces the cycle efficiency. So this is wrong. It increases the cycle efficiency is the correct. So out of 3 statements, first statement and second statement, that is 1 and 2 is the correct. So that is given in option A. Statement 1 and statement 2 are the correct. So option A is the correct answer. Next question. A superheat Rankine cycle is shown in the given TS diagram. So here superheated Rankine cycle is shown in TS diagram. Starting from the feed pump, the fluid flow up to a boiler exit represented by state line. So which state represent the feed pump to the exit? So here we know at A pressure increases. So at A, that is feed pump, that is going increase in pressure, up to C, then at C at constant temperature, then again going to the saturated vapor line D, and again increases to E and again complete EF. So that is given in option A B C D, option B B C D, option C A B D E F A, and option D A B C D E. So that is given in option C, that is A B D E F A, which is the starting from fluid pump, that is point A, and the fluid flow up to the boiler exit is represented by F, that is starting with A and end with F, and again end with A. So option A B D E F A, that is given in option C. So correct answer is option C. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below. So here two lists are given, that is list 1 is option A, that is 2 constant volume and 2 adiabatics. So we know 2 constant volume and 2 adiabatics in Otto cycle, which contains 2 constant volume and 2 adiabatic processes. Then B, 2 constant pressure and 2 adiabatics. So 2 constant pressure and adiabatics, which is given in Joule cycle, that is 2 constant pressure and 2 adiabatic processes in Joule cycle. Option C, 2 constant volume and 2 isothermals. So 2 constant volume and 2 isothermal is given in Stirling engine. So for C, that is 2 constant volume process and 2 isothermal processes in Stirling cycle. And D, 2 constant pressure and 2 isothermals in Ericsson cycle, that is Ericsson cycle contains 2 constant pressure and 2 isothermals, and Stirling cycle contains 2 constant volume and 2 isothermals. So here option 4 3 2 1, that is 4 3 2 1, and which is given in option D. So here 4 3 2 1, which is given in option D. So option D is the correct answer for the above pairs matching, that is 4 3 2 1. Next question, and this is the last question of our today's lecture. Again match the list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below the list. So here again list 1 and list 2 given. For list 1 it gives variable area devices and list 2 name of the devices. So here gives variable area devices and list 2 gives name of the devices. So first variable area device is pressure increases. So where pressure is increases in, that use we subsonic diffuser, that is increases pressure. Then pressure increases again pressure increases in supersonic nozzle also for pressure increase. Then pressure decrease in also subsonic nozzle, pressure decrease, and pressure decrease again in, that is supersonic diffuser. So here 5142, that is for pressure increase subsonic diffuser, again pressure increase for supersonic nozzle, again pressure decrease for subsonic nozzle, and pressure decrease again for supersonic diffuser. So 5142, that is which is given in option A. So option A is the correct answer for the above question. So this is the important question for today's lecture. So like, comment and share this video and subscribe our YouTube channel ABK Smart Study. Thank you for watching.